Hey everyone, thanks for checking out this video today. My name is Monica and I'm a nurse practitioner at Impact Family Wellness, a direct primary care office located in Cedar Park, Texas. So today I wanted to take a little bit of your time and we're gonna go over the top 10 struggles that the typical consumer deals with from their primary care provider. I worked in the insurance-based system for 10 years, so I've seen this from the provider standpoint and the consumer standpoint, and now as a non-insurance based provider, and how I've been able to make some changes in my practice so that we get over these struggles. So here we go, starting with number one. First struggle is that your provider makes you come to the office for every single issue. You need to go over your lab work. That's going to be an office visit with a copay. You need to get a school note for your kid because they were sick today and couldn't go in. That's going to be an office visit. You get recurrent UTIs. You have to come in every time in order to get it treated. This just has to do with how billing and coding works in the insurance-based system. Thankfully, I don't deal with that here. So if your kid's homesick from school, send me a text message. Say, hey, can you email me a note and we'll get it for you. I go over most people's labs via text message because that's how they prefer it. Obviously, if there's something we need to change or an issue going on, then we'll talk about that via phone, or you can always come in the office. Number two issue is that you rarely get to see the same provider. There are big, gigantic primary care offices now because you have to have all these providers to see all these patients to get it all taken care of. So not only do you typically not see your provider, but your provider probably doesn't know your name. As an insurance-based primary care provider, you are typically responsible for 2,500 to 3,000 patients. It's just impossible to know that many people. Here in direct primary care, 400 to 600 patients. And I'm able to make those great lasting relationships with all those patients. So you get to see me all the time. And I typically know your name, which is pretty great. So third issue is that in primary care, in order to keep the lights on, you got to pay the bills. And so a way to do that is to kind of pad the bill for the patient. So does that mean we need to do a nebulizer today? Do we need to add an EKG? Do we need to do something, some sort of test in the office that we can then charge your insurance for so that we can get paid more? That doesn't happen here. So strep test, urinalysis, nebulizers, EKGs, it's all included in your membership. So I'm never doing a test just to increase the revenue. It all has to do with what the patient needs. Issue number 4, and this one really drove me crazy as a provider, is that you can only talk about 1, maybe 2 things at every office visit. My biggest struggle was when my patients came in for their annual physical, took off work, came in, and I couldn't do their PAP and their physical at the same time. And it all has to do with insurance guidelines. It's not because your provider doesn't want to, it's because they won't get paid if they don't. That is not an issue here. We can do your physical, your PAP, and talk about your cold symptoms all in the same day. We can get your blood pressure medication changed so that we can take care of it. If you're gonna come in my office, if you're gonna take the time to drive over here and hang out with me for a while, we're gonna make it worth your while. So we don't have that issue here, which has been so great for me. Issue number 5 is that if you have a simple question, you can never get a response quickly or maybe even at all. So if you have a question about a medication that needs to be answered by the provider, you have to talk to the receptionist, then the receptionist has to talk to the medical assistant, who then has to talk to the nurse, who then has to deem whether your question is important enough to talk to the provider, who's now seeing their 17th patient of the day. So they'll get to you when they get a chance. Not the case here in direct primary care. You send me a text message, I'm going to respond to it. Typically within an hour, depends how many patients I'm seeing at the time, because I am seeing patients as well. But typically we can get you an answer to whatever question you have pretty quickly. Issue number 6 is that sometimes when you're sick, you just need to be seen now. And getting a same-day appointment can be a real struggle. Not only do you have to wait for the receptionist to call, but we have to see if you can get in. Can you get off work? Does that fit in your schedule? How can we do this? And you might have to wait 3 or 4 days just to get in, which this is why people go to urgent care. And so we do everything we can here to keep people out of urgent care. I would much rather see you myself than send you somewhere else. So we do offer same-day appointments. You can schedule those online. You can send me a quick text message, say, hey, I'm off on my lunch break. Can you squeeze me in? Because I don't have 3,000 patients to see, I don't see 30 patients a day. So yeah, I probably can squeeze you in. So it's really nice that we're able to provide that service of same day appointments with the same provider pretty quickly and easily. Issue number 7 is that you never know the cost of a medication or a test before you go get it done. Your provider orders whatever they think is great, and I don't know if that's going to cost you $5 or $20. Here at Direct Primary Care, it's a little bit different. We know that a lot of our patients pay cash for things because insurance is crazy. And so we use GoodRx a lot. We compare prices. We consider ordering things from Canada if we need to, whatever it takes to try to keep that price down. But price transparency is very important to us here. I will never send you for a lab test without telling you exactly what that is going to cost. For example, a cholesterol panel here is $2.50. If you'd like your testosterone checked, $4.50. I have a 14-page list of all of the lab work that we do and the exact cost, so you as the consumer can decide if you feel you should get it done or not. So we will always tell you the cost of something before we send you, even an X-ray, MRI, CT scan. We always know those costs. Issue number 8 is you have to repeat yourself multiple times. You had to tell the receptionist when you called what you were coming in for. Then the medical assistant takes you back and you have to tell them what you're there for. They're typing away, putting it in the computer, and then your provider comes in, 20 minutes after your appointment time, and now they want to know why you're there too. Can't you read my chart? That lady just put it in there. And so it gets real annoying when you're spending, part of your 7 minutes that you actually have with your provider repeating the things you've already said. That's not an issue here. If you schedule your appointment and you don't put in there why, that's okay, because I'm going to be the one that meets you at the door and brings you back here and says, so what can we do for you today? No need to repeat it. We just take care of business and get it done. Issue number 9 is, I don't know about you, but when I go into a medical office, the phone is constantly ringing. I don't think I've ever been checked in for an appointment without them picking up the phone and asking to put somebody on hold, which was probably you yesterday when you were trying to schedule the appointment. But there's constantly things going on and interruptions. That doesn't happen here. I don't actually have an office phone. Everything rings directly to my cell phone that is not on ring. So if somebody calls me while I'm in the middle of a patient visit, they're going to get my voicemail. And so if you get my voicemail, I apologize, but that means I'm talking to a patient and need to give them my undivided attention. So we don't have ringing phones here, which is great. So issue number 10, not last, I guess it is last but not least, is dirty, gross waiting rooms full of sick people. They're disgusting. You sit there for 20 minutes waiting for your appointment that was 30 minutes ago, and it just looks gross. And there's no way around it. My waiting room is clean, and the best part is people usually don't use it. You're usually the only patient here in the office, so there's no reason to sit in there. The only reason we do sit in there is that's where the toys are. And so if you bring your kid and we want to entertain your kid with the toys, well, we sit in there and do your consult in there. So anyway, that is my list of the top 10 struggles of primary care that I've seen both from the provider and the patient side. I do my best to get rid of those issues here in direct primary care and just take care of human beings how they were meant to be. So I appreciate your time. If you have any questions about direct primary care, you can obviously Google it, go on my website, impactfamilywellness.com. You can check out our Facebook page. We have tons of Facebook Lives. We have some videos on our website. We also have a YouTube channel. So check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. We offer free meet and greets in the office. So feel free to schedule one and come chat with me for a good 30 minutes and we'll see if we're a good fit for you. Until next time, have a great day.